Hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. I'm Ryan Coleman, as always, in the studio. So excited to be with you guys on a Saturday. I'm going to tell you, this is re-recorded, so I'm excited about that. But it always pays to have a studio in your office. Let me just tell you that. It always pays to have a studio in your office. So if you know anything about the Coleman house and what's going on, I've got Baby Isaac. We're down on Baby Isaac countdown. We're literally down to 2 weeks and counting. So a little scary last week, wasn't sure. But she's doing good. Had a little doctor checkup, and she's in good shape. So April sends her prayers and thoughts and wishes you guys the best in this cold January. Crazy weather that we got, right? 70s, now it's in the 40s. So keep that in mind. That's just East Tennessee for you. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So we got an exciting show for you. So excited to be with you guys. If you're tuning in for the first time, we bring you the up-to-date information in the real estate market in your back town, in hometown. Is that hometown realty? In your hometown? You like that, Daniel? all the things you need to know about the real estate market and so much more. My lovely wife, April Coleman, is my co-host and could not be here today. She had a good reason. And so it's just going to be me in the studios with my marketing director. And we're talking about a good show and a good topic for you guys. So I figured we talked a lot last week. We talked about probate and some different opportunities. This week we're going to talk about renovations. We're starting a new year. People are getting the buzz. I know people are. I know we did an inspection just the other day, and we were chatting to the home inspector, and he said, "Ryan, my January usually I'm a little slow." He said, "I'm super busy," and I can echo that. We've been extremely slammed. January has been very strong for us. And I think as long as the weather doesn't go wild and doesn't start snowing, we're going to see that as going into 2020. But I want to talk to you about this show. We got 15 renovations that will give you the highest return going into 2020. So 15 renovations that give you the most bang for your dollar. If you're thinking about selling in 2020, we're going to talk about the renovations, what's the return, and what makes sense for you if in the marketplace if you're going to spend some money. We all know that they say bathrooms and kitchens bring the highest return, right? Well, we're going to talk about that, but you'll be surprised during the show. There's a lot of other things that you can do to your home to spruce it up, to give it that curb appeal, to get that maximum dollar when you put it on the market. So I do have some congratulations. I'm a little behind on doing the congratulations, so we don't want to keep our clients up to date on the show and thank them for all they've done this week and last week as well. So we'll go through that. Congratulations to Academy for their new offer that just came in and just worked out their inspection. Excited for them. Seller on Buck Highway, congratulations on an offer there. So excited to help you guys. Glenn Shady, congratulations. Record time in Farragut, just a week or so on the market. And we just had a conversation today, and so he was so excited. He said, "Ryan, not only 100%, but 120% that we're going to refer you to friends and family." That always makes me excited. So, no, we're doing a good job. Rarity Bay, congratulations. The condos for the Smiths worked really hard over the whole weekend, even went into early part of this week to go under contract. And another great client, thanks to him, he said, "Ryan, it couldn't happen without you." And I told him, no, it couldn't happen without you. It's teamwork to make the dream work. So great teamwork, great sellers on that. So thank you. Strawberry Drive, congratulations. They've been in the market for a long time with a different agent. We were able to come in there in maybe less than 60 or 90 days, get it sold, help them out of a tough situation to actually get it under contract, and they couldn't be more happy. Working on several offers now on different properties. We won't mention those, but some congratulations on some closings this week. So excited to happen that first part of the year. Congratulations on Collier Drive condo in Sevierville. Went very quickly. Center Park, Mr. and Mrs. Lance, congratulations on the sale of your home and the purchase. So glad to be with you guys the other day. So excited to help you guys. Really was enjoying during the whole process. And our friends in Hill Ridge, congratulations on a pending and sale on that property. And our friends on Dartford, congratulations on the closing on that. And we have another couple contracts on Harbor Shores, Kangaroo Drive, and Inlet Drive. So that's a little bit of the congratulations. More to come, as it's been a busy January. We've got some exciting news around the office. Hopefully in the next week or so, next 7 or 10 days, I'll have some exciting news for Hometown Realty. Our team here, we're making a big partnership and a exciting thing in the office that I think you guys are going to enjoy. It's going to be exciting, so we're hoping to see that as we come around the beginning of February to have that deal worked out. So super excited about that. Stay tuned on that. Let's talk about a couple of things before we get into the show. We're talking about two things that buyers are not giving up in the marketplace before we get into our show. I pulled this because I thought this really tied into the renovations and things you need to do when sprucing up your home or maybe getting maximum value. We did a survey, and you wouldn't believe it, though home buyers are not giving up their garage. The National Association of Home Builders recently did an article and a survey showing that the percentage of new family homes since 2018 revealed some new data. Let's talk about that. 64% of new homes across the U.S. have a 2-car garage. 21% have a garage large enough for 3 or more cars. Is that maybe because we have the big SUVs and multiple cars? That probably makes sense. 7% have a 1-car garage. I think you're seeing the 1-car garage really go away, so builders are scrapping that. 7% do not have a garage or a carport there. And 1% have a carports. We see a lot of those in our resales, and they were popular back in the day. But really, when you go into the building of a new construction property, really just makes sense to do a garage. It's more in demand. We're knowing that resales are going to get more money. And believe it or not, the second thing that is so popular is home buyers are not giving up their patios. Patios are on the radar and are up and coming in neighborhoods all throughout the U.S. You wouldn't think it, but these upgrades are bringing very, very high values and are a must in the marketplace. So that's talking about two of the things that may not be thinking about, but we're definitely see with patios since 2018 that more single-family homes have added the patios, outdoor living space, the pavers, those kind of things, and we're seeing a bigger return on that in the marketplace. Let's get into our show. Let's talk about some of these renovations that will give the best bang for your dollar. Let's talk about a garage door installation. Most people wouldn't think that if you put a new garage door, there'd be any value there. But let me tell you, if you watched HGTV, Joanna Gaines, you can understand that changing the garage door, the front door, adding that curb appeal really gives a whole dimension to the property, gives it a whole new look. Average job costs for garages are about $34.70, resale value about $34.11, and you're going to recoup almost 98% of that garage door when you resell. It's one of the highest returns you can get by changing out the garage door. I know me and the wife were chatting about that, changing out the garage door, changing the pillars and the front door, just giving it that new look. So you can see why that's a higher return. Let's talk about the properties that have a little stone veneer out in the front. How about some of those properties where the columns have like half stone veneer? Have you seen those on the side? Has some decorative trim or some vinyl or some wood there. Really nice look. Average cost for stone veneer is about $8,200. Resale value about $7,900. And we're going to recoup about 97%. Believe it or not, curb appeals a lot to buyers nowadays. You want to check your outside house if you're thinking about selling. Make sure you got the curb appeal, because the old saying is if they don't have the curb appeal, they're not excited about outside. Guess what? They're probably not calling you to set up an appointment. So those things are important, and they increase the value of your home. Talking about the front door, leading on to what I was chatting about, front door replacement can be very, very trendy. That's why Home Depot, Lowe's, all your big stores like that, they sell all these beautiful doors. And average door, not too bad. You would think it's pretty expensive. Of course, you can spend a lot of money, but the average door, front door replacement's about $1,500. You're going to recoup about 91% in the marketplace. And there's something about a solid, attractive steel door that has that expensive look. It really sets the tone. Let's talk about a little decking. A little entertaining space for the backyard. Before you know it, we'll be in spring, and there's nothing better than in the patio, kids in the backyard, a little barbecue grilling. So wood decks are a big addition. Average cost to replace a deck or add a deck is about 10 grand. We're going to recoup about 82% of that. Don't overlook what home buyers are looking for in 2020. Most home buyers are looking for space to entertain. In East Tennessee, now we're looking for space to entertain, but we're looking for a level lot, somewhat of a lot. So those are great things. And then having outdoor spaces. I know even in our neighborhood, we've had properties that sell faster because they've done the stonework, they've done the pavers, they've got great outdoor space, and really helps on that resale value. So we're coming up on a little break. We've got a lot to cover on the second half. You're listening to Real Estate with Ryan. We're talking about ideas, what you can do to improve your value in 2020. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When it comes to the real estate market, turn to the experts that focus on you. With over 20 years experience, Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty knows what it takes. It's the right marketing. It's the right exposure. Ryan and April will use their expertise each step as they guide you through the home buying and selling process. Ultimately, it's about results.
You need someone you can trust that is committed to you.
You have a lot of choices, but the choice is simple. It's Hometown Realty.
Your friend promised we wouldn't be homeless.
He promised. He's doing everything to fix it.
You need to call and have him fix it now.
Hey, man.
Found us a house.
No, not yet. Let me call you back. We're working on it.
Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty.
He says he's doing the best he can do, honey.
Well, he's taken too long. I knew we should have gone with Ryan Coleman.
Choosing the right agent is never easy.
Call your hometown experts. We'll take care of all the details and make sure you don't get stuck in a motel. All right, guys, welcome back to Real Estate with Ryan on the other side of the show. If you're tuning in for the first time, thank you, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Every Saturday, we try to bring you the up-to-date information on the real estate market. But we're talking about a renovation that's going to improve your value. If you're thinking about selling in 2020, what can you do to your house that recoups your money? We're dealing with some sellers here recently, and I have to give a little story here before we go into it. And they did some renovations kind of without running it by me. Sometimes that happens. We get overzealous, and the challenge on this property was that they did some renovations that even though we did the kitchens and the baths, dollar for dollar really doesn't make sense. I tell a lot of my sellers that, hey, if you're going to spend 10 grand to get 10 grand back, it may not make sense. And in today's market where the inventory is in our favor as a seller and we have a lot of opportunities, we've got to remember that the spring market's right around the corner. So sometimes it makes sense just to adjust the price versus putting more money into it, unless there's something outside the box there. So keep that in mind. A lot of these renovations are not necessary. They're the ideal perfect world. If we did these updates, it gets the best dollar. A lot of times, keep in mind, as this buyer said about their house, leave it alone. We want to put our own granite in. We want to change it, and we can negotiate on price that makes sense. So keep that in mind. I do have some congratulations or some new coming soons. Daniel reminded me here. I want to talk about some new listings hitting the market real briefly. We'll get back into our show. New listing on Windmont Turn in West Knoxville, 208 Windmont Turn is coming on the market. Actually just went live today, so check that out. New adjustment on Broken Saddle. Make sure you check that property out in Farragut. We've got Bruce Ogle Way in Sevierville, over 11 acres, multiple home sites. You want to definitely check that particular property out. Let's see what else we got here going on. New property in Pine View Drive out in New Market. Also have a new listing in Prairie Clover Lane out there in the Powell Halls area. New price drop on Fence Rail Gap. You definitely want to get that land. Those views are to die for. And one last one. New listing over on Chad Road. And I think that's it. Yep, I think that's it. And a possible offer that we're working on Fulkerson Street. So let's get back into our show, chatting a little bit more about updates that you need to do to maximize your sale. We talked about wood decks last time and how that's at a value, and that as we go into the spring market, why that really makes so much of a difference entertaining spaces. I think it's just one of those things that the buyers don't have to do. They can put their own touch, but once you spend all that money to get your down payment, you got your closing cost, and maybe you got to get some new furniture, you got to pay movers, right? Before you know it, some of those deck additions and things on the outside just go to the back burner. So you put it on the back burner, it's on the honey-do list, but we never get to it. So that's why it's a powerful thing when you move in there and the seller's already done it previous. It's one less thing you guys have to do. Talk about how about kitchen remodeling kitchens. What are we doing there? You can really spend a lot of money. I mean, you can go from $20,000 to $100,000 or more. The average kitchen cost is about $21,000. Resale value about $17,000. Cost to recoup about 81%. So you're going to recoup 81%. If you are redoing your kitchen and getting it down to the studs, starting from scratch, you can do some minor things or major things, really up to you. But make sure if you update the flooring and appliances, redo the cabinets, make sure you go neutral. Keep as much neutral as possible. Try to stay with the trends. Let's talk about also siding replacement. Now, these are some of the things that maybe you've done in the years. We had a big hailstorm back several years ago, and house that we've got over in Cripple Mule, hopefully we're working on an offer on that, and had some buyers we're having a conversation with on the outside. And the hardy plank siding, the roof was a manor roof, everything was pristine, and that siding was replaced. So there was tremendous value to the buyers on that. So your average siding cost, $15,000. Cost to recoup, about 76%. Most people think it's time to remodel. It's such a big impact overall, but replacing siding is well worth the money, energy efficient across the way. Don't forget our windows, number 7 on vinyl replacement windows. Average cost for windows is going to be about $15,000. You're going to get about 74 to 75% resale value coming back out, dollar for dollar. Energy bills, that's a big thing. We've talked about that on the siding. And if you do the windows, it probably makes sense if you could do them at the same time. Potential buyers want replacement windows, and they're willing to pay top dollar for those. Keep in mind, how about a universal bathroom design? We see some of that with our seniors, some of our condos. If you're updating the baths, adding the shower, the grips, certain elements, support bars, maybe wheelchair accessibility. These are things that in certain types of properties really have a lot of value. The average cost on those would be about $16,000, and you should recoup about 70%. Let's go into the bathroom remodel. About $19,000 to do a bathroom remodel. The old age kitchens and bathroom sales, that really is still true today. We were talking about that earlier. A bathroom remodel isn't a quick and cheap project, and it can't be done over the weekend. So keep that in mind. It's a long, lengthy process, but you get almost as much money as you spend back. I mean, as much as you put in, as much as you should get back. They've got 70%, but I really think that number's a little bit lower, okay? Because kitchens and baths still today are the top of the list. Make sure you go with some neutral palettes and colors when you do that. Let's talk about number 10, nothing sexy about a new roof. I've got a new roof I've got to put on the apartment complex, and there's nothing fancy about that. We're not upping the prices. We can't get any more money for it. Looks nice, protects your investment. Number 1 is going to protect your investment. But when you do a new roof, there's something called the home inspection, guys. When we do the home inspection, and they're excited about the price, and they've done everything, and the inspector goes, you know what? Your HVACs are in really great shape, and your roof, it's like brand new. It's a couple years old on it. You've got 25, 28 years left on it. Hey, that helps support. You ever heard that saying, buyer's remorse? Buyers get a little nervous spending all this money. They get to the inspection, and all you hear is the roof's bad. That's one of the worst items in the HVAC that we have to deal with because it's an expensive item. No one wants to replace a roof, but when it's done, it's essentially the best money you could spend is to add a new roof. And it helps us agents make an easy sale, right? Help us make it close the deal. We've got to the finish line. We want to bring them through, right? And so having a new roof out there. Now, I'm not saying you guys got to go replace a new roof. What I'm saying that there's a lot of value of having new roofs, keeping your HVACs and major components when we go to closing makes a big difference when we go there. Let's talk about number 11, create a grand entrance. It's always about your presentation. It's always about lighting when you're walking up to the front door. Outdoor lighting, front door lighting is something that is overlooked. Has tremendous value. The average job could be about $8,000. You're going to get 67%. But do you know you have the old plain door in front of you? By replacing it with a new door, we talked about side panels or having that curb appeal in the front. With a little bit of lighting, proper lighting outside, has an overwhelming look and feel to buyers, and buyers are willing to pay more. Let's talk about number 12, bathroom additions. They can range all over the board. These are costly unless you're, planning to stay there for a while. Watch out. $44,000 for an average bathroom addition. Major kitchen remodels, we talked about that. You can spend money. This kitchen remodel could be average about $63,000 across the country. You're going to get about 59% of your money back. It's not necessary that you have to do that. Certain things you can get away with without doing the whole kitchen overhaul. Master suite addition, we talked about that. Just very expensive. Let's talk about the patio. We'll end with the patio. Backyard patio, number 15. It's crucial in homeowners that are looking today. They neglect the outdoor spaces. When you renovate a house, and sometimes the patio, the fire pit, the outdoor kitchen, flagstone pavers, sliding glass door, they make a nice return on your money, averaging about $54,000 and a $25,000 resale value recoup. So keep that in mind, guys. Show always goes quicker than I expect. Hope you enjoyed talking about improvements to your property in 2020. Whatever you do, make it clean. Have showing curb appeal. Get with the great agent that knows the marketplace. I know a couple guys over here. I know a company that'd be glad to help you anytime during the process in 2020. We're always a call away. Guys, if you ever need us for anything, it's an easy number. It's 693-SOLD. I appreciate all you guys on social media following us, liking us. Hit that button, subscribe. Make sure you follow us. Tell us and share it to a friend. I hope you enjoy this cast. We take a lot of time and try to give you good content every week. Thank you for following up with us and Baby Watch. So hope to see you back this weekend. No, not next. Let's go at next weekend here on Real Estate with Ryan. And if you need me, we'll see you next week.